My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. We are going to continue with the Guardian. Yeah, let's continue with A1. Alright, let's see if anything has changed since last we played, because that's happened every time we've played recently. There's a 3 elite path with 1 rest and a bunch of shops. I could get a lot of removal. Ooh, that's actually really appealing. I think I might need to keep Mode Shifter for the sake of those elites. I can't snipe out an elite with the enemies in X3 combat have 1 HP, so I think I just take the choose card. Source the first status or curse drawn each turn. 2 damage to a random enemy 4 times. Okay, this will be 5 times with the socket. And Ruby gain 1 momentary strength. I think in order to just get as powerful as I can as quickly as possible, I might actually just take a bunch of gems and socket them into, albeit kind of garbage cards, but they'll become really valuable. I've got to stop caring so much about the opportunity cost of using my gem sockets. Obviously, it's important in some runs, and I stand by it in some of the runs that I've done, but especially for the early game, I think I need to kind of just accept what I get. Take another ruby. That's actually pretty good. Priming Beam. Deal 8 damage. Increase the damage dealt by beam cards by 1 this combat. Yeah, we take that. We actually take that. Oh, Tau! Future relic rewards from non-boss chests and combats give you a choice between 2 relics. That's insane, especially considering this early and the fact that we're about to go for 2 elites. Perfect. Well, 3 elites, actually, should this all go well. So we're looking for beam cards at the end of this fight as one of the best pickups we can make. 3 strikes for the kill. That'll have to do. Crystal Beam, I mean, I do intend to put more gems down, but damage increased by 1 for each gem in all of your socketed cards. So I make it like a gem plus beam build. Alright. No, I think that's viable. Sweet. Easy straight up murder, and then hell, follow it up with a wee bit more. Onyx. Gain 1 artifact, lose 1 HP. Artifact is pretty good. Fine. Definitely don't want another one of those, though. Prevent being weakened in this combat? Sure. Oh, I prevented my strength loss. Alright. It's not too good for us, but whatever. Okay, so it's a buff on us is primed. Good. That's good to know, just in case it becomes relevant at any point. It might. Who knows? Damn. Let me socket these gems. I may actually want to go to the rest in the next space. Vent Steam, apply to vulnerable. Yep, that's huge. That is huge. Do I go to the rest in the next? Yeah, actually, because of the elites on this floor, we're going to have to enhance a card. So let's pop both of these into Vent Steam. Then we want to upgrade Vent Steam to be... Oh, it applies weak as well now. Oh, so it's not 2 weak and 2 vulnerable, and then upgrades to 3 weak and 3 vulnerable. This is now how you get weak in it. Well, that actually makes sense for an upgrade then. I was going to upgrade something else to get another slot, but this makes more sense at this point. Deal 4 damage, then repeat for each gem in this card, and this is Prismatic Beam, so it gets beam powers and gem powers. Like, it's exactly the right card for this build. And I'll just take another gem to put it in there. Also, constructs Codex. At the end of your turn, with no cards in stasis, choose one of 3 cards to place in stasis. That's actually super interesting. Promised List. Gain 1 strength for each quest completed since this relic was picked up in the bargain bundle, which we've seen before. Repeatedly. Okay. Well, at least here I do get to keep my curl up for another turn. Alright, Gremlin Knob. Definitely have to weaken you and make you vulnerable. And then follow up with still some reasonable damage. Getting to keep a point of strength every single time I play that, I mean, that's okay. Hell, I'll even keep myself in defensive curl up. Buy Gremlin Knob, and hello to Duct Tape. Upon pickup, choose 2 cards and combine them. I've been warned not to combine cards that have gems in them. I am going to take that advice. Maybe I combine something with a gem. That's just going to be like 0 extra cost, and it'll also... Yeah, Sapphire and Crystal Beam or something like that. But I want to put the Sapphire in the Prismatic Beam. It's difficult. Maybe I go to Coda Ring. When you play 3 attacks, 2 skills, 2 attacks, and then 1 skill, deal 30 damage to all enemies. Yeah, that's actually relatively easy for us to trigger in this character. Alright. So, Ancient Construct has been nerfed, which I kind of saw coming. If you have no artifact, gain 2 artifact, and lose an energy. It's rough. We'll take Refracted Beam, deal 4 damage 3 times, can be upgraded in a number of times. It upgrades the amount of times it deals damage, so that plus the... Poly Beam? Is it Poly Beam? No, it's Priming Beam. It's going to be a great damage output for us. I kind of want to put the Priming Beam in my opening hand. But if I put the Prismatic Beam in my opening hand, I can get, like, real huge effects out of it, because the Prismatic Beam will have 2 things socketed in it by that point. Sweet. That's okay. Now I want probably all of my upgrades at this point to go onto Refracted Beam. I think we're done with everything that isn't Refracted Beam at this point. That order made sense for dealing extra damage via the vulnerability, but less sense for blocking entirely. That's 28. That's lethal on a target. Super worthwhile. We haven't even played our Priming Beam yet, and that's already pretty good. Oh, although that is because of our strength. But it seems like a lot of the cards that we're looking at, that is to say beam cards, do multi-hits for the sake of the Priming Beam. That makes so much sense. So it means our extra strength is also super useful for them. Neat. It's lethal. Sweet. Preserved Insect. Enemy elite fights have 25% less HP. I mean, there are 2 shops here at the very end. We'll also take Frozen Egg. Where do we get a power card to your deck? Upgrade it. I mean, there are 2 shops coming up very soon. So there could be an argument to be made for taking the Smiling Mask. I think I go for the Preserved Insect so I can fight all elites, though. Harden does have a socket in it. It is just dash plus a socket. I mean... No. It's not a beam card. Future plan. At the end of your turn, place up to 1 card in your hand in stasis. No, thank you. Sentry Beam. That's a new beam card for the deck. Don't think I actually want that one, though. Future plan. I mean, I could place 2 cards into stasis every single turn. But it's 2 for 1, so I get 2 of them, and they're both innate, so my opening hand becomes really garbage, because it's those 2, Prismatic Beam, and then what? Right? Like... That would be like the greatest start for a stasis build, but this is not going to be a stasis build. Sad about it, but that's just going to be the case. Just trying to set myself up for a very easy explosive potion here. Yeah, that probably wasn't all necessary. My bad. Odd Mushroom, when vulnerable, take 25% more damage rather than 50. Yeah, let's go for another ruby. Now I can remove a card at a shot. Yeah, I do that. Oh, look, it's a future plans, but there's only one this time. That makes it so much better. I might go for the priming beam. Yeah, especially because of that upgrade. Sweet. So we'll pass all of that now, and it's time to enhance. Get the ruby into prismatic beam, I guess. I want to upgrade this refracted beam at every available opportunity. Did I upgrade something else recently? I think I might have. No, I didn't. Vent Steam was the first upgrade. Cool. So I'm going to focus on the path with the most upgrades next floor so that I can just get the refracted beam to be absolutely insane. I mean, it's currently 25 damage. Well, 25 damage is 20. It's 25 damage on the next upgrade, right? 24? Yeah, 24. Something slothful, something's heartless, something unrelenting. We'll go for unrelenting. We're actually probably better set to fight a false gremlin than anything else here. Just because we basically exclusively put attacks in our deck. I don't want to put a doubt in my deck for the same reason that I was just talking about, the attacks we've got in there. There's a point of strength for us. If I wanted to keep Dex, I could have just immediately played that there. That would have actually been helpful. Alright. Hell yeah, priming beam. Solid 30 damage right there. Don't get to keep my strength because it did prevent the debuff from something else, I think. I'll heal the 10. Did it prevent a debuff for something else? I thought it did. Maybe I was wrong. We have a lot of upgrades on a bunch of cards that we want to hit, but obviously we want to consistently just upgrade the refracted beam. But both of these priming beams and the crystal beam and the other prismatic beam, refracted beam, sorry, we desperately want to upgrade those. Sweet. Removed a bunch of HP from the enemy there. Let's go for slime. Single target seems better for us. Yes, this is now just 50 damage. Yeah, so a priming beam, refracted beam deck is really, really, really powerful. I'll take that. I don't need those strikes, and those bites are actually going to be super useful. Sweet. Let's become hexed, because we still probably only play attacks until the fight is over now. Neat. We'll just go for slime, same reason as last time. Sweet. They're leaving next turn, so we're just completely safe here. I could just end this. In fact, you know what? There's no need. Just end the turn. That's our victory right there. I don't know if there are any rare beams. Oh, there is. There's the multi-beam, right? There's the Ancient Construct and Stasis Engine. Stasis Engine has since been fixed. In fact, it was fixed like just after the episode I recorded where it wasn't stacking correctly. Great turnaround time. Incredible. I think I might not care about any of these. Losing an energy in order to gain 2 artifact is rough. I'm taking it. It's still really powerful. Wow, what are these? Shrinking Draft. Lose energy and draw 2 cards at the start of your turn. Start each combat with 4 decks. If you play 6 cards in a single turn, gain energy at the start of your next turn. On pickup, removes 3 cards from your deck and lose 25% max HP. No. Love Arrow. No. This... I don't understand the usefulness of this. Lovely art, though. Like the idea, but it just seems like you will... Target an enemy. Oh, no, it's been changed! Oh, sorry, I skimmed over it and I was like, the text hasn't changed. The text has changed. Target an enemy. Every enemy between you and it becomes surrounded until the targeted enemy dies. The targeted enemy deals 50%. No, never mind. It's the same. I forgot. I thought it was you deal 50% more damage to those surrounded enemies, but no. The targeted enemy deals 50% more damage. That is why this is... I actually can't see the use for it ever. Hot Pepper. Gain energy on your turn. Upon pickup, reduce your max HP by 25%. 35% rather. Further max HP increase effects are reduced by 50%. We have to take that. We just need the energy. Alright, Jungly. How many upgrades can I hit this floor? How many shrimps do you have to eat before your skin turns pink? I can't remember. Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. It's a good song. Carico Bonito. Highly recommended. It's our kill, and I even managed to defend thereafter. That's 30 damage to a single target right now. So I can just do this, right? Or at least something similar. Alright, we should be fine. Totally covered. Emerald doesn't actually play into our build right now. Don't really want potions. Priming, then prismatic for a bunch of damage. It's time to get the right... No. Well, at least you're still going to be vulnerable next turn. I'm looking for one very particular card right now. Come on. You couldn't even give it to me. How lame. Refracted Beam would have been ridiculous there. I mean, it still is, but it doesn't deal as much damage as it could have. Temporal Potion, accelerate all cards in stasis. Yeah, we'll go with another ruby there. I'll lose all potions to fill all potion slots here, sure. Gain 1 in Venom. Okay, so they actually don't have the downside they used to. Sweet. Remove a card from my deck. Yeah, I'm actually totally down with that. Let's get a standard strike out of there. It's enough card removal in order to get me some money. I think I actually just like Spider Venom here and then attack with like all of these. Make you super poisonous. Yeah, I'll do 2 in fact. Sweet. That's most of the damage on our deck, is why I desperately wanted to do as much as I could there. We're all good though. Goodbye, Carcassa. Hello. Whenever you enter the next rest site, enter a rest site rather, start the next combat with 2 extra energy, or the rubber ducky. Whenever you play a power, gain block equal to 3 times its cost. There's not that many powers that really fit into this deck, so Ancient Construct doesn't really seem to make sense. Vent Steam is okay in this deck, but even then, it's only just okay. No, it's pre-upgraded. It's pretty good. And it also gives me a better target for the socket than the Twin Slam, which I actually intend to cut. Gotta remember, it's always an upgrade on the Refracted Beam. It's the whole point of this deck. Gotta take it. Okay, ancient construct, not bad. Refracted beam. Oh, it didn't even upgrade because the weakness points. Damn. Still get to almost murder the frontliner there. I know, horseshoes and hand grenades, but still. Pleased with it. This ended up giving me enough to kill the frontliner there. Took a bunch of damage here, though. Alright, there goes one of my priming beams. I mean, that'll do. Pretty much any draw now gets that kill. Oh, the refracted beam, eh? I'll be taking my... Gain 2 stasis slots? No, we're not stasis deck. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra... And 1 ritual. That is going to be incredible for us. It's going to be absolutely incredible for us because it's going to ramp up our damage in boss fights with our multi-hit attacks ridiculously. Let's take the grinning jaw here. It's nice. I'd love to rest here, but I'm afraid that the only responsible play is to upgrade the refracted beam. Priming, prismatic strike. I mean, now that's an opener. I'm going to lose an energy next turn, but I get to keep a lot more strength this way. Enemy does confuse me, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter. Refracted beam. We don't want the deck to get much thicker, so that's why the grinning jars are actually super helpful for getting me to draw through them. Mystery Machine. Gains 1 charge every time you enter a question mark room. Loses 1 charge each time you go to 2 non-question mark rooms. Start each combat with 1 strength or dex for each charge this has. That works perfectly for me. That's how I play. Ball beam has been changed. Okay. It's now deal 12 damage. Perform the following 3 times. Holy hell. That's insanely powerful. We don't have any gems for it yet, but... Ooh, hey, quiz, all right. Identify the enemies in this picture. That is the giant Maw, that's the transient, that's the Hexaghost. Maw, Hexaghost, transient. Yep. That's a shop relic. Which is not a card for the silent. It's Blade Storm, 3 out of 3. The reward there still feels underwhelming. In my own personal honest opinion. Should have done those in increasing order of amount of hits. Rather than the way I did, which was dumb. It's 21 incoming damage on the enemy right now. I'm not super into that. We're going to need defensive mode. Defense. Sweet. Those debuffs don't even hit me, so I'm not weakened and I'm not frail. Enemy is, though. Come on. Give me the right card. I mean, those will do. In a pinch, I guess. Adrenaline potion as well as quartz. Oh my god. That's so good for us. Pocket Sentry. Begin each combat with a Sentry Beam. I don't think I'll do that. Orb Slam. I mean, that just scales with our attack. So it's actually kind of fine. Or rather, our strength. There's another priming beam. They do increase the damage of one another as well. We'll take that. We'll take the tiny chests and 30 gold on 10%. You are 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. Pocket Sentry. Begin with the Sentry Beam. I mean, it pays for itself, right? Pretty much. Bottled Happiness. Upon pickup, choose a card. It will lose also on draw. At the end of a combat, bottle an additional card. So I could just bottle up all of my strikes and my defends. I don't think I will do that, though. They burn out, sure, but you don't draw an additional card to replace them, so... It's not huge, actually. I don't think I go Pocket Sentry. I think I save my money. Let's remove another card here. Alright. So we get to enhance with Court the Ball Beam. So now it draws 3 cards. Ridiculous. Upgrade? I desperately want to upgrade. How likely is it that I die if I don't? Somewhat likely. I'm taking the risk. I have the shift potion, so I get to swap my strength and dex at any point that I wish. Oh, God. Oh, wow. This might actually already be lethal. I want to draw 3 cards. Yeah. Alright, it's not lethal. God, it's not bad either. So, priming beam, priming beam. Sweet. We can just murder the frontliner easily, and then that's actually not going to be enough defense because of the frailty. So I'll shift and then murder. Sweet. So we actually did manage to get that upgrade. It did just cost us all of our potions, but I'm fine with that. Citrine! Oh my god! That's exactly what I want to put in the Bauble Beam. It draws 3 cards and gives us 3 energy. That's insane. Oh. 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 Alright. Alright. After the 3rd card played in turn, all cards played will be removed from your deck. I love that relic. Man, things go nutty. Not this deck, but I love that relic. Can no longer see the entire map with a virtuous blindfold. The extra energy actually does mean a lot to us, especially considering how much we can draw right now. So I'm probably not going to the heart because I won't be able to find the right path to get there. Took me a while to realize that the Darkling in the midline was actually dealing 8 and 6 in the front line. I thought it was 9 and 8, which is why I did what I did. Priming Beam, and then Bauble, 3 draw. Right. Bauble doesn't have the Citrine in it yet. God, I really hope we get a bunch of upgrades on whatever path we choose. Gonna have to get lucky to get it, but I really, really would appreciate it, video game, if you just, you know, just this one time. Enemy's not gonna debuff me, so I'm not gonna play Ancient Construct there. I could have played it just to get it out of my hand. That's a consideration I should have probably made. So, you may not play another Grinning Jar this turn. I don't know if that counts as a debuff on us. It would be neat if it did. Just because then you can dispel it in the same way that you can dispel you may no longer draw cards this turn from, or rather, you can remove the debuff with artifacting. The bullet times you may no longer draw cards this turn, and the same for Battle Trance. Trying to set myself up for the easiest possible win. And that'll get that done. Now, we have, however, spent a lot of our HP in that combat. That's another refracted beam, but it only matters if I really invest in them, so avoid that. Duplicated card in the deck. Oh, duplicating the refracted beam, though. It's super important that I do those. Triplicate all cards in deck. So that's really, really good for... I mean, it gives me a bunch of Citrine. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're doing it. Ooh, this is gonna be super interesting if I can just live. Bag of marbles at the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Really quite powerful for us. Obtain a new letter at every future non-boss chest. For each letter, shuffle 1 letter into the deck. That's not going to impact us at all. We should avoid all of these. Cards really don't impact our deck anymore. They're so minor of a consideration at this point. Obviously, because, you know, 1 card is 1/74th of my deck, whereas previously 1 card was a much more reasonable amount. This is going to be a very tough fight for me. I actually don't know how I kill. Oh, curl-ups. Because I'm thinking refracted beam just murders me. Sweet. Not super into this right now. Looking less and less like this will be an effective thing. Wait. Got him. Alright. Holy water. Remove all debuffs from yourself. That is better than milkshake. No. Those. Great. Okay, so, we'll change what that targets, definitely. But first, we have a lot of enhancing to do. Citrine goes into Bauble Beam, and Citrine goes into Bauble Beam. What? But the other Bauble Beam. Where is the other Bauble Beam? Can you only have 1 type of 1 gem in each type of card? No, you can't. I've got 2 momentary strength. I had 2 momentary strength on 2 different vent beams at the same time. But what has happened here? I can't gem it. That's really bad for us. Maybe I'll be able to do it later. I'm going to rely on that. I'm going to rebottle and put the Bauble Beam in my opening hand, I think. I have to rest. And then I can cancel? I was wondering if that was going to allow me to do another action there. It didn't, thankfully. Look how ridiculous Bauble is. It's a refracted beam for infinity bazillion damage. You know what? I'm even going to use a black potion here because we are like... We will definitely die. We managed to get out of it. Ooh, it's actually lethal. Sweet. Yeah, the fact that the enemy would be able to interrupt our turns would mean that we would definitely die a lot of the time there. We'll take the Blood Vial. It's the only one that makes sense. Art of War is never going to trigger for us. Book of Names. Gain Slime Orb slots until you have 3. Add a random Spire boss card to your hand at the start of your next 3 turns. After 3 turns, shuffle a copy of this into your draw pile. No, not super into that. Fortify. Yeah. It's 15 block for 1. Can't really argue with that. Just take it. Re-upgraded Priming Beam. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. All right, fine. I'll just socket the rest of these Citrine. I'm actually really disappointed in that. Yeah, and I can't do it again. So these must be considered 3 copies of the same card somehow. Oh, there's no need to smith anymore. No, it's just rest. It's just rest. Yeah. Too thick of a deck to worry about anything else. Golden Egg, whenever you add a card to your deck and it's upgraded, it's not going to be super relevant. Again, because we don't have that many cards in the deck. So I'll take the Sapphire Key. It's possible we end up using it. I don't know. Prime, 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 and then hit him with a big time. These beams are so primed right now? I rarely ever see beams this prime. All right. It's definitely prismatic refracted. Maybe I should have remodeled the refracted beam into my opening hand because of the bag of marbles. Maybe. Maybe. Actually looks like we're not going to be able to kill them, which surprises me. I guess we don't have an infinite, we just have a lot of damage. A frankly irresponsible amount of damage. Didn't get too far from killing them, though. Right. Oh, okay. We are actually finding the Emerald Elite. Interesting. So anytime any of these die, they heal all allies by 10 HP, and they gain 1 strength. So 4 by 8. Sorry, 6 by 8. Is what, 5 by 8 plus 8, so it's 48, so we can kill the backliner with this. Down. Let's go for Imperio next. I was gonna go for Imperio. Hang on, we do that, then we can priming beam to kill this one, right? No, we can't, we're just short. So deal 10 by base and then go to 15, so I get 13, 15 against Imperio. Not enough to kill. I'm currently just thinking how much life can I save in this fight. I don't think that much. That's okay, these are Emerald enemies. And it looks like they already had... No, they have... Metallicized is the buff. Wouldn't have even been applicable on turn 1 then. Too many grinning jars in this deck. If only we had one of them upgraded before we did the triplication. Would have been very, very, very welcomes. Oh well. Sweet! Strawberry upon pickup, raise your max HP by 7. Yeah, we'll actually just take that. It does get reduced by the hot pepper, but still. Ruby? Do I even have anything I can socket the ruby in now? Well, I mean, it depends on whether or not those cards consider themselves as already socketed. Bottled Black Hole. Upon pickup, choose a card started to combat with a card in stasis. I'm not super into that. Strikes and defend can be upgraded in a number of times. No. At the end of the turn, retain 1 card. That's pretty good. Yep, we'll take that. Fulfills a quest for us. Don't really care about anything else there. Impactful relics are basically the only things that I'm really looking out for. So, question mark. I really want the mystery machine to actually start working for us, but... sadly, that currently seems unlikely. All right. Hit me. Ow. Hey, we did find the refracted beam. Sweet. None of those, thank you. But here I am definitely going to rest. And then just go for the fight at the end. Yeah. So I'm not going for the... Obviously at this point, I'm not going for the heart. Priming, refracted is just... This is an opening turn right here. Make sure that I keep the ability to purge debuffs, because this enemy does actually apply weakness and vulnerability, as well as, you know, card negatives. I'm also going to curl up. So the enemy is going to purge this turn. I don't think that we can really kill them. We would need what? Oh my god. That might do it though. That's 80 twice there. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Gets real close though. I'll retain one of the refracted beams. If I had have used the draw potion and found a vulnerability amplifier, so like a vent steam or something like that, that would have been able to do it, but otherwise this just doesn't yet. I'm already in defensive mode. Great, so I actually do get to weaken the enemy here. That was really important. 19 8 times is very rarely going to be the wrong decision. Alright, we'll keep a crystal beam. Should just have lethal next turn, though. Bauble beam gets the draw, and then refracted beam for the kill. Hell yeah! Not half bad. The beam deck is super, super interesting. We did get basically all of the support for it that we possibly could have gotten, like outside of either the USB that allows you to use 2 non-rest actions at a campsite, or the arrowheads so that we could upgrade the refracted beam twice per campsite. Both of those would have been incredible. Even Heavy Snack would have been incredible for that deck. I would have been super on board with that. For the moment, though, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.